Namaskaram, DrTPS here. Namaskaram, Amma.
Namaskaram, DrTPS.
Namaskaram.
By attending the 3 days workshop or activity, we are inculcating the value of Indian tradition. That is actually nice, sir.
Wonderful. Anchal Vasan.
Yes, doctor.
Where are you, Anchal? No, nothing heard, no discussion.
I'm
Where are you from?
Mumbai.
Yeah, good.
I sent you today that thing on using mother tongue.
Yeah. But you didn't make a abstract, no?
Not yet. I thought I would discuss with you and then make it.
It's a big problem to be discussed. Yes.
Yeah, it's a big problem. That's
But
why
yesterday I gave.
So I wanted to know.
Yesterday I gave partial solution to that. That is what I was telling with participation of parents, grandparents.
Right.
Then everybody will become teachers. Your company will become, your troop will become more potentially larger troop with no payment. So is there anybody whose abstract I have corrected who wanted to present? Shashina, yeah, Subram, Smriti.
Good evening, DrTPS.
Yeah, Smriti, no?
Yeah, Smriti.
Go ahead, Amma.
I had just presented an idea and you made it into a beautiful abstract, so I can read it out for everybody.
Slowly read so that others will follow you totally.
Right. So the abstract goes like this. This research aims to explore the potential of theatre in education as a pedagogical tool to enhance learning in primary education. Focusing on children aged 6 to 10 years, the study addresses challenges related to comprehension and relatability of abstract concepts. Theatre in education adopts an informal
Smriti.
yet purposeful approach. Yes.
Wait. Read the heading once again. Let it go to everybody's head.
Okay. Theatre in education as a pedagogical tool to enhance learning in primary education. That is the topic. Okay. So the entire thing is that children, we teach them so many subjects and so many concepts in each subject, but how much are they grasping and how much can they relate to their life and to the real world is a problem. So this problem has to be solved, and I am taking theatre in education as a tool because I am trained in that by Mr. Barry John, and I did an entire course in theatre in education as a teacher. When I was a teacher, I was not happy with the way we were implementing our curriculum in school and the way I was told to rank children only on academics. That is it. So it was like only on their academic performance we were rating the children, and I was not happy about it. So I went ahead and I did a course in theatre in education. Today's research was 2 days, spending 2 days with DrTPS, and the way he has explained that how we can solve our own problems that we find in our day-to-day teaching experiences. And I thought that, this has been on my mind since a number of years, but I really did not know how to put it into research or to find a solution where we can actually design the curriculum and concepts in such a way that we can use theatre in education as a tool for children in classrooms, bringing the classrooms to life. So the theatre in education actually adopts an informal yet very purposeful approach which integrates music, movement, play, games, role play and dramatization to engage the students actively. So, each concept you can dramatize, you can role play so that they internalize the learning concept that a teacher is teaching. Okay, so by shifting the focus from content-driven learning to learner-centric approaches, the research targets branded public school in Mumbai, where they give a structured and scripted curriculum to the teachers to teach. In fact, even I am a part of an organization where we do scripted lesson plans where everything is written. What the teacher has to say in the class is also written and given to them. And they do not have the freedom or they do not have the opportunity to use their creativity or teaching skills, neither do they enhance the creativity of the children. It is just a passive learning environment. Though we do have activities where play is involved and active learning is involved, but that percentage is very minimum. It's not for all concepts and all subjects. So we keep it separate and then we say that these things, the art subjects and the music, movement, role play and all are different things, and learning and concepts and academics is different thing. What I want to do in my research is, I want to actually combine these two and create a curriculum or a pedagogy which will have learners being active participants in their own learning journey. They are the ones who are learning, but we do not give them a chance to express themselves, right? So that is my entire focus, and how DrTPS has presented it is that by shifting the focus from content-driven learning to learner-centric approaches. The research targets branded public schools in Mumbai where structured curricula is in place through a mixed methods approach involving interviews, surveys, and analysis of philosophies by influential Indian thinkers. The project seeks to identify effective methodologies and best practices, ultimately by bridging the gap between abstract concepts and student comprehension through active engagement, collaborative learning, and self-directed exploration. This research aims to revolutionize the primary education in Mumbai and inspire advancements globally. So this is what my abstract is all about, and this is what I intend to carry forward, and also write my chapters on how theatre in education, where it began from, and then how do we actually bring it into the classrooms for all the children and all the learners. Thank you. All your work, DrTPS. You made that idea into a proper abstract.
I think I really enjoyed. See, some ideas when it comes to me, I take it as mine. Because I have done similar things when I used to teach English at the higher education. See, we have a great poetry which is called Wordsworth, The Solitary Reaper, right? Everybody would have studied that. When I used to teach, in 1984, when I used to teach English, I used to be the Wordsworth in the class, not the teacher who teaching Wordsworth poetry. Understood? Then I enact the whole scene. Everybody who is sitting in the classrooms are the reapers.
Okay.
So I will say, everybody will keep quiet, because I will say, behold her single in the field, yon solitary, had and lass, singing and reaping by herself. You are reaping, don't make noise. You have to reap very carefully, and you should sing songs only. Everybody was singing internalized songs, right?
Right.
So I used to dramatize. Even Macbeth, when I was learning, I used to see. When I read Bhagavad Gita, I dramatize. So I really loved and that is what a nursery teacher to up to age 3 to grade 3 children likes, only playing.
Only.
Don't give any textbook, any curriculum. The curriculum and textbook should be with the teacher, but not with the students.
Right.
How are you going to put that into your class is your creativity.
Right.
And you have to be a singer, you have to be a drama person. I am a theatre person. I make dramas, I act movies, I make short movies, short films. We need all these ability to convince your students and then bring them to your fold, right? Your class itself becomes a drama.
True. So all those play and drama when the children are doing, the learning is incidental. It is
Yes,
happening.
yes.
But the point is that the onlookers and the school thinks that nothing is happening. They
No.
are only enjoying and playing.
Why? No, we cannot find fault the system. Why
Yeah.
is it being done is because not all the teachers are creative. We have so stupid, foolish teachers who don't even have any idea. Most of the teachers become teachers as the last resort. It's only a time pass for many of them.
Right?
Understood?
I agree.
So,
I have been in this field for past 30 years.
Yeah. So-
I've headed schools, I have done curriculum, I have taught in the class myself, and every time I see this, that you are 100% right, that teaching is a last resort. If you can't do anything better with your life, you become a teacher for time pass, because half day working, half day you're home, and then it is like...
and they are the most busiest people with not much of job. See, this is most stupidest thing, right? And another thing, I was executive director for a school which was to start. 2 years before the starting, I was made the executive director. So the building is created in such a fashion, it is children friendly. Number one. Number two, I selected teachers 2 years in advance. I started training them. It took 2 years training them to become a teacher. I went around the place, took teachers, and many of them told, these teachers you are training, you want only 20 teachers, why are you training hundreds? I said, from that 100 I will select 20. You understood? The training process is the selection process. How do they behave? How do they contribute? How can you have a academic coordinator where you don't tell the others and you cannot motivate them to attend a program like this? You understood? So you need lot of such people where the team making is a great job in teaching. So every senior teacher who are already practicing it should make the youngsters, make the people to join. See, I am from Department of Space. We don't have specific training program when they join Space Department. Every senior is supposed to take care of the youngsters and groom them to become scientists.
Right.
Got it? So basically we are all teachers. So every scientist when they become senior, they are teachers. Every doctor, as they progress in their career, we look for doctors with a title which says Professor of Oncology, so and so medical college. Then only we will go to them. So basically they will say, I don't want to become teacher, I want to become a doctor. I keep telling them, ultimately in any profession, you are a teacher. You understood?
Right.
So that every profession needs teachers, but more likely I am sure that early childhood education we need. I am talking this because just before joining, half an hour before what Aisha Sheikh I am seeing with the yellow dress, she had sent me a beautiful title and she was asking, how could you make this abstract so fast? It is not that she gave the topic and I am thinking about it. Every moment in my life I think about this. How do you make professionals? See, I'll tell you, when I talk to insurance agents, they're all professionals. They pay huge amount to get my class for one day. The last program was in Mumbai, Marriott. You can imagine Marriott having one day program. They all come previous day and stay there, and the next day they go. How much they spend for that training program? Understood? And 3,000 of them come from whole India, different parts of India to attend one day lecture from me, because they know they can make a business out of it. But what happens to teachers once you become teacher? You think I know everything, I don't have to listen to lectures. You understood? That is why probably somebody is a principal, somebody is a director, I don't care. I call them as my children only. Because I am much more grey hair with all of you. I have been training professors. I have been training collectors. Not now. 30 years back I started this. So I know how professionalism is not there in education system, especially in early childhood education. Probably the higher education, you don't have to become a good teacher who understands psychology, who understands the language skill, and all that is not required. A maths teacher can teach maths without English also. X and Y is good enough for them to teach, because they write and the students will take it and they will do some solve problems, right? I keep saying,
DrTPS,
Yeah.
people prefer they have that misconception that when it is nursery teachers, handling nursery teachers, it's a very easy job. Okay, if you look at the certificates, they say it's A plus and excellent grade they have, but they don't even have a proper communication skill. We as a principal, we keep interviewing the teachers and all, and when we ask them like, can you please introduce yourself? Then how they come up is like, I am married, I have 2 kids, my husband stays here, I am this, that. We are not worried about your family history, we are worried about your skills. We want to know how skillful you are. That is what the teacher requires to know. So these are all basic things, DrTPS, which the teacher should learn.
I selected nearly 23 principals of schools or headmisters of schools in a district in Kerala in 2010. I asked them what topic you will give for elocution in your school. Asked all of them to write on a chit. If you want, you write your name and school name. Otherwise, you can just give the chit with the topic. Out of that, 11 of them wrote education with the spelling mistakes. We have teachers where they don't know the spelling of education. They are called headmisters, they are called principals. And such a literate state like Kerala. So you can imagine what will happen. I remember I was teaching lot of teachers in Navodaya Vidyalaya. The subject was mathematics. After 1.5 hours, it was a full day session. 1.5 hours, the tea break. Somebody came and told, "Saab, हमको हिंदी नहीं आती है, आप पूरा English नहीं आती है, आप पूरा English में बात कर रहे हैं, हम हिंदी लोग हैं." There are +1, +2 teachers in Navodaya Vidyalaya. The medium of instruction is English. So it's quite, I have got abstracts written by people who are full of spelling mistakes. Blah 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 written. That is the reason I told don't post it into the group. You understood? If the junior somebody is there, they will laugh at it looking at it, right? But somebody will think why I am asking to send it personally. I don't want to make a comment there. If I make a comment, finished. Understood? So somebody has to be very careful. It is not that no, you cannot learn. You can also learn at any point of time. I am from a Malayalam medium. Up to 10th class, not even a single sentence I could speak in English. But I write beautiful poetry today. Understood? My vocabulary, you must see my last poetry which I wrote about my Everest trip. Just read that. You will improve your vocabulary. That is because we re-look at it, reread that, understand whether it is correct or not. Invest a lot of time. I suggest all of you to use wordhippo.com. There is a website. That's where I learn my English. wordhippo.com. I think it's com. I have already stored there, so I don't have to type everything. So I don't look at it every time. But look at word hippo. Hip, you know what is it? Hip, right? So the hip twisting is required for any movement.
Can you type it on the chat box, please?
It will come. Word hippo. I am telling the spelling. WORD. Masuda, I teach mathematics without board and chalk. I believe if somebody can convert my language into letters, figures, numbers, they learned mathematics. In between the words, there are a lot of things. Understood? When I say a plus b into a minus b is equal to a square minus b square, if somebody cannot write it, what is the point in telling about proof for that, right? My students are there, my people who follow me are there, they will put it onto the box. Because I am recording it, when I put my chat, automatically the recording will go. So that's why I don't open my chat. Understood? I will do at the end of the program yeah.
I have done it for you.
Yeah, but I know.
I found it and I put it.
I am seeing the message coming. That's why I said, those who follow me will follow me immediately. I know that. Yeah. If anybody has got some very specific question to Smriti, you could ask. So the time is for you to ask question to Smriti. Six, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Yeah.
Hi.
Absolutely.
Play-based
So,
intervention, na? Play-based intervention, right?
yeah, absolutely. So
Right.
this is very
Okay.
connective. One of my intervention is as a tool. It's drama, role
Okay.
play,
Right.
and it helps. See, first is not just it is interdisciplinary. It helps in language. It helps in social emotional bonding.
Hmm.
It is also calculated in math, and it brings in a lot of even passive subjects like in the higher secondary civics, then we have political science, then we have sociology. These
Yeah.
are certain subjects which are so correlated to interactive session but are missed in the higher secondary.
Right.
Time and planning is all that is, looked as in, oh, we have to finish off the course, it's board time. So hence, when we, design a curriculum based on drama,
Hmm.
it becomes so interwoven, and it is a matter of time that the proportions that I am looking into and your inclinations are soon hand to hand.
Right.
And I'm sure that the design and the research that you would put forward would bring a very reflective and assertive change. So that is very secondary, but primary, yes, the intervention is in itself a matter to research and work upon. So I appreciate your interest. And my question to you is that you have looked into an age criteria till the primary years.
Right.
And I'm sure that this is a build because I'm coming backwards also. I'm coming from the secondary and higher secondary, and I have a blend of primary. So, my question to you is while you survey, or it would be internal survey, or maybe you move further, would you want to include the age across, or do you think you would be relevantly only with the early childhood?
Okay. Thank you, Vasundhara. First, your entire analogy of okay, we would can work hand in hand and how it goes right. It is true. When I was doing theatre in education, I was training children who were the age group was from 6 to 25. It was not an age range where only early childhood was there. And I actually in Delhi I used to run my own setup which was called the Creative Colony, where we used to solve. It was an inclusive area where people also used to come with children who had learning problems. But then those learning problems used to just go away because they were interacting with other peer groups, they were dramatizing, they were having music and movement, and we were teaching them all the subjects, whether it's geography, history, like civics, science, everything, English, literature, Hindi, language, everything was being taught by all of these methodologies. Now, when we do it, you want it, can collaborate with you. Like Dr. TPS said, we are here for collaboration. Both of us can actually collaborate into this your play-based interventions and my theatre and education. You want to take it across age groups, I'm very open to that. I already have an experience of working across age groups, so that is not a problem. The survey, we can of course expand it and take it further for even higher, secondary and senior secondary and secondary children. Because I think they are the ones who really need a lot of introspection and reflection, first to know themselves and to know the world around them, because these days the generation only knows social media, which is a virtual world. They do not know themselves, they do not know people around them. So that social emotional bonding, that learning, that collaboration is missing. I have a colleague who has a nephew who's just 13 years old and he's already tried to commit a suicide. He's so depressed in life, a 13-year-old. So can you imagine? And I have seen these kind of problems. When I started with this thing, there was an 8-year-old child who was so shy, would not come out or answer anything in the class, and the class teacher had already written him off as he knows nothing. But the child was super intelligent. He knew, but that shyness, the introvert nature, who would not allow him to come out. He joined my classes, and there was a drastic change. In fact, It was a pleasure to see his parents coming and actually touching our feet, saying that you are the teachers, you are the guru who brought him out. So there is no age for play and there is no age for drama. And like Dr. TPS said yesterday also, his engineering students, whether it's his secondary students or whether it is a primary student, we all need these interventions in life for education. So for sure, why not?
But Smriti, the problem is, assume that a secondary or maybe an engineering student comes with a problem. You have the technique of dramatization, but you don't have the subject content. So
No,
it's
I don't
not,
have the subject
yeah.
content. I'm not an expert for senior secondary
Yeah.
subject matter.
So
That
when you
I will help.
when you take, you must see where is your expertise. Just don't think that I can do that. See, for example, online while doing last COVID time, I had lot of students coming from abroad for my camps in Kerala. So during COVID time, what I did was I did an online program. So type in DrTPS 200815. That was 15th August 2020. That's our number, YYMMDD. So I can remember dates very fast, right? So on that day you can see a Shiksha Moksha workshop. Smart is never diseased. That is the drama name. Smart is never diseased. Disease is not a body problem. It's a mental status. Illness is for body. So you can say Dr. TPS disease. So I explained what is the difference between disease and illness. So what I did was I asked the children to make a drama. I had few children, filtered around from 100 to 20. It became at the end of the, because as you put more and more efforts, one day the exercise is to clean your house and take a video and then send it to me. Right. The next day is go to kitchen and cook something and send it to me the video. Yeah, that's all what I can do when I do online. But the last day was very crucial. You can, I am not, the suspense I don't want to break it, so you can see that video. And it's, the script is made by my children together. So the preparation stage also you can see as videos. Because it's all done on YouTube. And it's all online, so I posted all of them. How that drama came into picture, how the editing happened, how the trials happened, how the rehearsal happened, everything you can see. So we have seen a beautiful creative children there, and some of them are so dull. I know most of them, either they're dull, they had a problem, but they had this courage of doing it, and at the end of the day they all become very smart. Understood? I asked one of my students to join today. I don't know whether she joined or not. I don't think she joined. She is doing MBBS now. She spoke to me just now, and I had sent her the video which she was with me 10 years back, almost 10 years back, as a small child. Right? She was telling, I would have taken history and then done an MBA and then would be putting my head like this, what do I do in my life? Today I am an MBBS doctor, right? Just because attended a program with me. She had some problems are there. I think you have to invest time, you have to look at individual cases. Only when you have an expertise in the subject and take them along with you. That is very, very essential. If you don't have, you make a blah blah, it will end up. So probably what we need is, we need to look at people with maths, physics, chemistry separate. You need a subject expert, you need also a dramatist to put together. That's what is essential. So don't do a workshop without this background, otherwise you will become a failure, you are actually cheating people. What happens in the education system, most of the teachers, I keep saying they are all cheaters but not teachers. Correct. They are all beggars. I keep saying teachers are all beggars, because you go to classroom and say, please look at me, please listen to me, attention please, because you are guaranteeing that you don't have that ability to get attracted, right? Yeah, I think Aisha is waiting for the professionalism. So this is in continuation to Smriti. You have to have professionalism to become a good teacher.
This is very true. This is very true, Dr. TPS. Teachers continue to be beggars because we most of the time use the same sentence. Please shut your mouth, please take it,
I never do that in my class.
Stop it from today. I should stop this.
I never do that in my class. I am a dynamite and I am a dynamic person. I become a dynamite when somebody becomes slightly absurd. No? Understood. Yeah, go ahead.
Then
Professor.
how do you replace it? Then how do you replace such words?
See, you can see Columbus, Indiana, I was conducting a camp for children. My camp starts at 9 o'clock in the morning. But in America, parents are not allowed to send them in the transport, public transport. The parents have to drop. So what happens when you have 9 o'clock? The first question is it permitted to send them by 8:30 because I have to attend an office? I said 8 o'clock I am there. 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock you can send your children. So what do you do with those children who comes at 8 o'clock in your school and they have to wait up to 9 o'clock the session to start? You can see what I am doing there. Okay, that is where I teach. I don't use them called meditation. I teach them silence. Generally what happens when the child comes, you are seeing everybody is silent. The child who enters in the room also will become silent. Understood? So the first thing, what is the first child only I have to instruct what is to be done. Okay, DrTPS meditation. I don't teach meditation, but you can look at DrTPS meditation. Every child, the most loved place in this world for any child to sleep, you know where is it?
A boring class?
No, I am not asking an absurd question. I am asking a very realistic, most sensible question. As a child, I always loved. As a child, even when I was 38 years old, when my mother was with me, after that she left. I come back from office, the first thing what I do is I sleep on her lap. Anybody who becomes depressed, worried, tensed, anybody in this world will love to sleep on the bed, putting the tummy down and then hand like this. So I asked all of them to bring a small maybe towel, turkey towel sort of a thing, and put them there and lie down like this. Sometimes they may sleep, it doesn't matter. They have no option to look who is coming, what sound is there. Actually there is no sound. Everybody will walk very slowly, they will take the towel, put there, lie down there. Understood? In equal distance, whoever comes first will be the first, next. So everybody is on actual meditation. That is what is breathing. And what do? You enjoy your breath. So enjoying breath is silence. I am a meditation master from Himalayan tradition. We don't teach meditation. We teach only enjoy your breath. It is not controlling your breath. Like many of the people are saying, hold your breath. Nobody is supposed to hold breath. Understood? You are only supposed to enjoy the breathing so that you know up to what extent you can take it in and out. You don't know God has given two noses. There are some people who are making a lot of money by paying 1,000 rupees one nose, another 1,000 rupees another nose, and they teach you how to take breath. 60-year-old fellows also will go and take breath like this. Understood? These are all stupid and foolish. India, anything can be marketed. Hadayoga Pradipga says, if you know how to take breath, yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, and if you do pranayama in the proper style, you will never become diseased. Pranayamena yuktena sarva roga samaraha ayuktabhyasa yogena. If you do in a wrong way, sarva roga samudbhavaha, all disease will come to you. So your disease is because you don't know how to take breath. So the breathing techniques, you can look at DrTPS meditation. This is what I do, this is what I prescribe. Okay, this I taught in Delhi only, Mayur Vihar phase 2. And that recording is only what I kept. Got it? And this I just play sometime. I will ask them, first day I play, second day I tell them, you just concentrate on your breath, just relax, enjoy. You know, no child will make any noise for the 1 hour. You can see 3-year-old boy also will be lying down like this. I had got children from 3 years to 13 years. If you see somebody else is talking, even there are volunteers. In America, the rule is, if you have got 50 children in your camp, 5 volunteers have to be there. 5 ladies are kept as volunteers. But those volunteers also instructed, no talking, no helping. You have a seat, go and sit there, that's your job. If you want, you also meditate, that's it. You also concentrate on your breath, don't talk. When you have more attention, what happens is they will play more. I remember in Ghaziabad, I was giving a lecture in one of the temple. There were nearly 400 people. One young mother like Aisha had a small child. The child was running. They don't have concentration. The mother is also running behind and holding. This drama was going on. Understood? I don't even scold. I just ignored it. After some time, when it became too much of noise, then I told, I love children playing, but not the mother playing along with them, I said. Go ahead, sit down. That's it. Okay, because the lot of youngsters are there who are all gentlemen. They all are seeing your beauty, but not my lecture, I said. Finished. That lady was so angry with me, no? She went and sat there with her rosy cheeks. Finished. The child was looking behind and then saw the mother is not in a good mood. The child went and sat on the lap. Finished. Aram se beta bas. You know. So there are small tricks which can make lot of difference in the classes. You don't have to shout. You don't have to shout to ask them. Aisha asked a very beautiful question. That's why I said, give me 300 children. I challenge anywhere. 300 young children, tiny tots. I have done up to 300. I can make them to keep quiet minimum 3 hours. They have to go to susu and all, they will go. But other than that, they will not talk, they will not make a noise. I know how to keep them quiet with not much of expenditure. I am not making them with the tablets and all, I will tell you. I will give activity in which they will get engrossed, where they will never move from the seat, they will not disturb anybody. I can do that. I have done it, practically I have done. So I have played with young children. I have also taught the senior most professors in this country and abroad also. Okay, so it's very simple. What we should have is, I think somebody should come forward and then make some real workshop in which maybe 2-3 days I will teach what is to be done. You get either teachers or non-teachers, parents, grandparents, everybody. Let the juniors also come. I will show what is to be done with the children to make them perfect and good. Okay, no charges, it's all free. But don't make me to spend. When this program was done, immediately Masuda said, we will share the amount collected. I said, I am not here for making money. No money I require. But tomorrow when you call me to Delhi, don't ask me to pay my airfare, which I will not do. Because I am not going to spend money from my pocket to give a lecture in Delhi for these people, right? I will not. I will not attend any conference by paying money from my pocket. That the ages are gone. Got it? I never paid in my life also. Because always government took care of me, otherwise somebody took care of me. Understood? So, I am sure there are a lot of techniques which are small tricks. Don't do hard work. Do only small tricks which makes a lot of difference in somebody's life. Yeah. These are all some professional tricks.
DrTPS, our objective of GFECR is also the same, we want the teachers' professional development to happen. Yeah. But there are things like, see, now we circulated entire India, we have circulated about the workshop, the research. But how many turned up? It's hardly 100 or it may be 70 or it may be 50 and all, right?
Aisha, the basic reason is most of the webinars are foolish and stupid and nothing to take away. So they found it is so boring. They said, why to waste time on attending such things? That's a basic reason. We have mockerized the whole webinar, I don't attend just like that. I attend because I get an audience. Understood? Not for any certificate. What do I do with all the certificates? What do I get in my life? Even when in the service, when I went for doing some program, they say attendance certificate. I said, go to hell. I don't require this. I never signed in my life. 20 years in government service, we never have to sign. The attendance is not important for Department of Space Scientists. Now it is. When I was a scientist, it was never. We want a professionalism. We wanted to deliver what is expected from us. Today what happens is they want attendance, they want punctuality, they don't want any delivery out of you, right? Understood? That is why some nice people, good people should make a model. That's why I was asking Masuda, create at least 2-3 model schools to show that yes, we can do it. That is the reason which I had a discussion with somebody the other day. I was telling, no, we had a long discussion of how to install, how to make a model school.
Yes,
But we heard that you already have in Kerala.
We have, but not one is not good enough. I am saying that is a very specific small village which will not be possible for you to duplicate in Bombay, because Bombay style is different. We need
But you may have an idea, no, Dr. TPS,
That
if we visit Kerala, yeah.
I am saying, you create it in your place. We will show you how to do that in your place. No, I am
DrTPS.
I am giving my service to you. What else you require? Yeah.
DrTPS, I commit you 25 to 30 model schools by the end of this year.
I am not that greedy. I want only 5.
No, I know. Just we need to have it in every state so that it becomes model for the state.
Let us see.
That-
Let us see how to make it.
yeah.
Masuda, I think sir needs to give us an example of how actually a modern school runs. So that we try to give the information and share the information to the other
No,
students.
that can be a training center for many other people to come and invest time. You don't have to pay for your teachers, because we will get trainees, people from different places. You take them and then train them, and they say, no, there is somebody who is trained here. You can make your school very good. Send them across at different places.
In connection to the conversation, we can have a study tour or a school tour also once we begin. Masuda, it's a suggestion that as we are proposing these many schools, we can always have a good school tour or a model school tour.
What we can do is, if some of you are ready, we can plan a workshop for 2-3 days in some place, and then we'll show you what is to be done. You will.
Actually, Masuda has a plan when we are introducing the NIFT. In that curriculum, we have this about visiting, having a field trips and all, visiting such model schools. Where she's working on that.
Yeah, go ahead, Aisha.
Yeah. So can we go ahead with the topic?
Yes. Yes, very much.
So the topic what I have chosen and recorrected by Dr. TPS is enhancing professional quality and workforce of early childhood educators for the overall development of children. So my abstract goes as this: ECC plays a young children. The quality of EC educators and their professional development have a significant impact on the educational and social growth of children. However, teachers often face challenges and obstacles that hinder their ability to enhance their skills and knowledge. This abstract explores the importance of professional development for EC educators in bringing quality to ECCE. Teachers in ECCE settings encounter diverse challenges as they navigate through the dynamic needs and behaviors of young children. Their roles and responsibilities are instrumental in creating a nurturing and enriching environment for children's growth. However, teachers themselves require support and opportunities for continuous learning and development. Unfortunately, many teachers face obstacles such as heavy workloads, increased responsibilities, limited resources, financial constraints, and family responsibilities that impede their access to professional development opportunities. This study focuses on a district-wide research-based PD initiative involving EC educators and administrators. The aim is to address the need for support and resources that significantly impact the teaching learning process in ECCE. The study utilizes questionnaires and follow-up assessments to gather data and assess the effectiveness of PD program. The result emphasizes the importance of community and society support in providing necessary resources and assistance to EC educators. In conclusion, the professional development is essential for EC educators to bring quality to ECCE. Teachers who receive ongoing training and support can enhance their teaching practices, acquire new skills, and stay up to date with research-based strategies. By addressing the challenges and obstacles faced by EC educators and providing them with the necessary support, communities and societies can positively impact the overall development of young children in ECCD settings. Thanks to Dr. TPS for correcting me here. He did a wonderful job.
I really enjoyed doing it because I love it myself. Right?
He really put that energy, love, affection, care in my abstract. I'm so happy today that I could do this. Dr. TPS, I was really very, very nervous. I'm telling you, I'm almost in tears now. I could do this is just because of you. That abstract maintaining, oh my god. Since yesterday I was struggling, Dr. TPS. Thank you so much.
But this is only beginning. What Aisha should do is make one workshop immediately. And because this is the time when school starts, see how it impacts their delivery, their style of working. If you can get some school management where they have got 10-15 teachers and then they are ready to make this difference, I'm sure we can make a lot of difference in that. And then see, at least somebody will come out saying that no, yes, and do some survey after 1 month, and then it can be a secondary data, not necessarily to find out how the students got benefited. Everybody at the end of the day will feel, yes, I made a difference in somebody's life, right? Everybody should be able to take, all of you take your hand up and then say at the end of the day, well done, well done. You have to do yourself. Understood? That is most essential. If you are not happy at the end of the day, then what you are doing is useless. So you should do that, then check with them back whether it really happened or not, right? So the importance of professional development, especially early childhood educator, for enhancing the quality. That is what is being discussed now. It's very, very vital. You think that hey, I am a teacher for last 18 years, I know how to teach, then you are not a teacher. A teacher has to be a learner all the time. Okay. Because the early ages of the brain development, neuro-linguistic, the socio-cultural, all that is developed during that time. So if you need to have a high quality early childhood education, I'm sure you should have the highest qualified people for that job. Then only you can look at social, emotional, the cognitive development and all that. Right? So how do you improve? If they are improved in the beginning, I'm sure the continuous learning improvement will happen. Throughout their life they will become good. Therefore we need a training, workshop, conferences, ongoing education. Every teacher must feel, yes, I must sharpen my weapon, right? That is what is professional development. So update with the current research so that there is somebody else who have done similar work. The whole purpose of this seminar, or maybe the interaction, the discussion what we are having, is for this purpose. Even if Aisha did not give me that abstract, I would have done this in some other way today. But that made me to think, oh, this is what somebody else is there thinking in the same line, right? So whatever current research which we are doing in different field, at different people, different places, everybody need to share it, not in a conference and then end of the day forget about what others have done. They are all to implement in different places. Like yesterday we heard about 3 papers in which we are supposed to look at how am I going to make my educators learn this so that they can take it up to different places, so that researcher can use all those connections to get the data so that you can make your thesis, your research can be published. Okay. So understand the knowledge change, what is going to happen in the children by your skill development. Because I don't know whether I told you, performance P is equal to opportunity O plus attitude A plus skill S. DrTPS formula. If you want to perform well, you need to have your skill. And the skill changes in the days to come, it will be much more faster. It is not 21st century education, third decade of 21st century. When you are taking them for the 7th years to 8 years from today, 30% of the profession what is existing today will not be in this world. In 7 years, 30% of the profession will go. So what is the purpose of the curriculum what you are doing actually? So it is the ability to understand the change that is what is essential. And as teachers, you should have that ability, then only you can propagate that to the next generation. So appropriate practices have to be chosen, not the age-old system. We need both. On June 4th evening, I am going to talk about Indian traditional knowledge system in environment vis-a-vis what is in the 4th industrial revolution. How did they envisage in the Sanatana Dharma to look at the traditional environmental concept? With the slokas I will explain. So what we need is a evidence-based approach. In India we don't have that documentation, so we cannot show the evidence. That's where we are lacking. But since it is staying for long years, we should understand that it was useful. Anything which is not useful, we will not keep it in this world. We will throw it into the dustbin. Okay. So we must understand what is going to happen in the instructional techniques. What skills the teacher should have. How do the curriculum design, assignment strategies, evaluation programs, different diverse learning cultural competence. Because today you are not living in your own village, you are going across countries. There will be a lot of problems for people. I am not quoting problems because I have thousands of them in my list. Okay. I deal with a lot of people at different nations. I know the problems of different people at different places. So how do you strengthen the management of the behavior patterns in your class so that maybe the childhood behavior will become a character later. Some things are by birth, some things are by the childhood behavior. That will come back to you after some time. So it's very, very essential to make it so good, purified, higher quality. So you need to be more careful. That is what we wanted to do with improving the professional development means all that. Okay. So what are the appropriate practices to be implemented? There are many theoretical things. It is very easy to say blah blah blah. I am not telling that I will give lecture. I am telling you, I will come to your school and show that it can be done, practical. So where your social, emotional, cognitive development can be seen practically by these people who are all torchbearers of your research area. So you have a great responsibility. Otherwise it becomes only a theoretical study. It doesn't work. Everybody can say. Somebody writes an abstract saying, no, we wanted to improve the learning and teaching system. Everybody can say this. That's a very generic problem. Don't talk about generic problems. Very specific, professional development. That's what I am doing. In which, what am I going to do in this? Which are all the methods in which I do. So, one method is to conduct a lot of workshops. No lecture, no webinar, no seminar will help. 1 hour lecture will not help. If somebody would have asked me the early childhood education research methodology 1 day lecture, I would have said, no, 1 hour I will not do it. Because I am seeing in 3 days, if 3 days I don't do this work, I don't keep on sending messages, not to you alone. Individually I am sending messages to some people. Telling them, write this, send it to me. However rough is that, I don't care. And so many came. I am not allowing them to present or read it. It needs some more time. 3 days it is not good enough for some people. It needs some more time. No? So, I think this professionalism also is being improved by the last 3 days. The doing research is a great professionalism which I wanted to. So, I am doing it. So, end of the day I wanted to tell that this is the professionalism I wanted to show in. You yourself relook at it in the first day to this day, how much your thought process would have changed, right? If I have to go somewhere, I must think that I am going there somewhere there first. your manas goes first, then you go there. Understood? That is what Vivekananda said. You think what you wanted to do, then you can become that. Education is man making. The first theory, then go to practicals. No? Yeah. I think 2 more people are there to present. Subhra Ghoshal I am seeing. Again, hello. Who else? Yeah. Unmute and then start if somebody is ready. Any question to Aisha? Probably yes. I should give chance for Aisha also to give answers. If somebody is there, I don't have to ask. They would have raised. I am only seeing Jija. By mistake, the hand is up or what? Yeah. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. I am from space department, so launching happens. Have raised hands, yes. Latika Sridharan, yeah, unmute and ask question if you have very specific to Aisha, yes. Sonia also have shown. Lot of hands. Unmute and start asking questions. Any one of you can do that. Okay, then the next presentation. Probably we will ask questions later. Supras, you are unmuted but sound is not heard. What happens is when you keep the phone like this, the speaker is here sometimes, the sound is here, it vibrates and make noises. That's why I told you keep like this, because most of the time the sound system is at the bottom. So when you keep like this, unless you have got a stand like this, which has got a hole here, it doesn't work well. Okay. Sound is not coming. Check once again. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Fast.
Sir,
Yeah.
Smriti ma'am and Vasundhara ma'am had a conversation, no? I just wanted to, sorry for the interruption, are they going to do the research together? What were you talking about?
See, it's all up to anybody to collaborate with whomever you want. Whether you want to communicate each other, communicate with me, all these are up to you. Everybody has got their own freedom. India is an independent country, right?
But Smriti ma'am will be doing her own paper, her own research.
See,
Or Vasundhara ma'am will join?
it doesn't matter. Always when you have, see, when we are all students of research, you can see all my publications in DrTPS and DrTPS together. Because he is my guide, right? Understood? I am not interested in any of the publications. I can do my service to help you at extent. But when you collaborate with somebody else, see that, oh, you have a joint paper, you go and present it together, all that is possible. So you can collaborate with anybody, I am saying. Nothing wrong. But understand there are no conflicts. If you are looking
So,
for,
Aisha,
yeah.
sorry to interrupt in between. So, Aisha, one very key component of your PD also for the teachers is the learning styles. So, when we are aware of the learning styles of our learners, we definitely, that enhances our inbuilt ability as an educator. So I wanted to have this element, I wanted to have a word, but I said I'm occupying the second, in the second presentation also I'm occupying some space, so I kept quiet. And since no one asked a question, or raised a query, I just added my say that if in case learning styles it's a different vertical, but multiple intelligences and learning styles. These are you can't say tools, but these are very efficient manner or knowledge of students that we can enhance while we are doing a research on PD, professional development. Again, in my presentation, I have this as a core element, because I am also catering to differentiated instruction. That is a little room for PD. Not little, it's quite a voluminous room for personal professional development.
Yeah.
So,
Anybody else who wanted to
collaborative
present?
expertise can be collaborative yours also.
We have
So we are all-
two more people
yes,
to
we are
present.
all-
Yes.
we are all into very good research thinking right now. So it's too early for us to see where we are going to be placed or what are we going to do. Very tactfully, let's supplement each other, and I think we'll have a wonderful projections by the guidance by Sir, and we'll do very beautifully. So it's good that we are brainstorming and at least collating to each other's proposals.
See,
I
look
agree
at.
and second Vasundhara's thought process. And adding on to that, Aisha, it will be like for your professional development, it should be a CPD instead of just PD. It has to be a continuous professional development, firstly.
That is why I made that statement continuous here.
Yeah, continuous professional development.
Yeah.
And there's a beautiful quote that says that if you dare to teach, you must never cease to learn. So that should be the mantra of our continuous professional development. And what Vasundhara said was a different learning styles by the learners and their multiple intelligences. You also focus on the learning styles of the teachers.
You look at this book. It is available on online. Adaptive learning. Yeah.
Adaptive learning. Sir, I've been telling that since the first day.
Learning and teaching the principles and pedagogies,
Yeah.
which I wrote in 2007. I think it's almost 16 years.
Yeah,
Okay.
so the different learning styles of the teachers, and what I feel is that in your research do cover the point where we as schools, or every school has a lot of workshops for teachers, right? And the moment the session is about to start, we have a lot of sessions of training and everything. But what we lack is we don't observe what difference it has created in a teacher, or has she actually learned it, not learned it, as implementing it as you have trained, we don't know. So the thing is that continuous process, and that's the cycle that goes on. You train, they implement incorrectly, then you again observe, you say no, the teacher needs training, the teacher knows nothing. But the teacher knows nothing because probably we're not training in the way that the training should be implemented. We're giving lectures, we're giving them materials, we're giving them guidelines, but we're not training them to be teachers thinking on their feet or having critical thinking. So these are the points that you can take into accounting, that there should be different learning styles and multiple intelligences for the teachers also, not only for the learners, right?
There is a very, very nice quote which I love on teachers. It is distinction between a school master and a station master. Anybody knows this? There are two masters, one school master, another one is station master. Anybody knows this? And school master trains the minds, and a station master minds the trains. So your job is not curriculum. You are training. You are actually modifying the behavior pattern. It is not mind. Mind is an English word. The behavior pattern is a psychological term, right? I am a psychiatrist. I am a psychotherapist. So we have to.
all-rounder actually.
So what is required is to identify how you are impacting the behavior pattern. Because I am saying this because I remember each one of you would have sent some text to me, and one of them said, my students are too rash, the words are too bad, they use all nonsense words. They are coming from such a place. Doesn't matter, na. You have to show that compassion, love. That is the only thing which you can make them different. I am sure if any, I keep saying, when I went to one of the MBA colleges for giving a lecture maybe 20-25 years back. I am an MBA, so I went there for giving a lecture. Then somebody said, will you take students for projects? I said, give me the worst student who failed in most of the subjects, I will take them. See, generally what people say is, give me the brightest children, right? You know, 2-3 children whom I picked up in that year, the first year what I did, 2 of them are in London now, heading a great company there. They're all managers. I not only guided them for the project, I made them to improve their communication skill. The task given is go and stand on the bus stop, interview 20 people and get me this. That's the first task given. An unknown person also you will have to talk. See, when children come to my camp for home for camp, we have got a socializing program. The first day I don't know how many will come, so we don't cook. No catering given. The 3 people come from 3 different places. I make them join together, make a company, and say, my brother's house is in the east of this road. Walk 2 kilometers. You go there and then eat and then come back. The food is there only for you. While going, you should meet at least 20 people. Ask them the details about their families. What are they doing? Where are they? They learn the society, right? Your communication skill improves. There are different techniques to be used at different places. I am just waiting for the next person to raise hand. Sonia is ready? Yeah. Sonia, present.
So, sorry for the interruptions. Smriti ma'am, as you know, the workshops to be conducted, most of the schools conduct workshops, trainings and all that, but that's not happening in the low budget schools. If I have to speak about Bangalore, as I'm residing in Bangalore, I can see many low budget schools do not have any workshops, especially for the nursery level. Very rarely where I can find, workshop being conducted for the nursery or the primary. Second thing is about your observation. Very well said. The observation in schools happen only for the higher primary, high school, because they want to have good results. So that is what they pressurize the teachers, and a lot of observation happens by the HM or by the principal is only for the higher grade, whereas the nursery level is just taken for granted. And then how do you expect, when you are taking the nursery for granted, then how do you expect good result at the 10th level board exam?
Aisha,
Most of the schools are not able to understand.
Aisha, we are talking about research methodology. So when you pose a problem without a solution, don't pose problems. Otherwise, it becomes only complaint. Understood? So I will tell you one of the solution. Next week.
I wanted Smriti ma'am to correct me if I'm gone wrong here. Like, how should I deal with that thing?
I am telling you. Next week I am going to one of those schools here for a pre-primary teachers training program. I told them how many teachers you have. They have around 20 teachers. Say. I said add another 30 from neighboring schools, then only I'll come. Don't charge them. I am not charging, right? I am coming free. I am driving, going there, giving lecture, coming back. Hyderabad, when it is there, I drive myself. They don't even have to pay my transport. Understood? Half day program, you get the neighboring schools and give them free program. No, that's it. Because I said I cannot do it for 20 people. If there are 60 people, it will become more worthwhile. I can do a lot of activities and show them what is to be done. Interaction. Otherwise, your own pattern, your own teachers. Different things comes. No, there is a competition built. Everybody will start talking, everybody will start interacting, so everybody has to do this job. So let us talk about solutions. I am saying, you give me a problem, I will tell you the solution. Understand?
Yeah, so I was about to say that to Aisha that, there are certain school heads and principals, like you said, who take early childhood for granted, and they feel that they don't have to do anything only. So why to train them also? And like DrTPS had rightfully mentioned yesterday, that we just keep passing the children from one grade to another during the time of early childhood and primary. It's only in the secondary that we realize that the child knows nothing, or we have to work on them for that also for the school result, not for learning to happen. So what we did was that it's always better, like DrTPS said, that you make a program where teachers from different schools come in. And then let them also interact, with you also. So you will come to know what level are they in. So taking from known to unknown, beginning from a starting point for the teachers also, like we do for the children. You take it from there and you see what are the methodologies that they are following in their school. Do they have anything or not? and then you can build up your professional development courses according to that. Don't try to fit them in your sleeves. I have the different size fit different people. You cannot have one size fit all. So the most problems arise when we have just one kind of training methodology, and that too for our own schools only, and we do not invite teachers from other schools to attend it also. So the problem arises there, and then otherwise is we take that one training, and like Dr. TPS said, PowerPoint presentations, we show it, we give them huge lectures, and they are thinking about lunchtime ka hoega. So they are more bothered about the lunch, they're more bothered about the tea and everything. Why? Because they're not engaged. But we are feeling that we are training them. So that is the biggest problem that comes in.
No, that is basic reason, Shruti and Aisha, I was telling you should have a model school where we will train people and you get children. I am sure parents are ready to pay huge amount, right? If you are giving quality thing, they are paying huge amount. It is not that the KG student, primary students are paying less and the senior secondary paying more. I am sure there are a lot of capitation fee comes in the early childhood education when they join itself. So I am sure you have to have a model school where you charge more, give good quality, make teachers training program there, make some model. That's why when I said model school, it's not very low level. I'm saying you should have the high level standards also. We can do that. That should be the aim for all these activities and discussions. At least we should have few model schools with a high standard to show that yes, we can show wonders. Yeah. Yeah, Sonia, go ahead, beta.
Yes, sir. With all gratitude to Dr. TPS for the guidance, I would like to introduce my topic for research, enhancing quality grooming for children in culturally diverse settings, a holistic approach. This research explores the issue of children losing out on quality grooming due to the presence of cultural diversity in educational settings. The study acknowledges the diverse cultural backgrounds of children attending school, each with their own unique customs, traditions, and practices that have shaped their upbringing. The primary objective of this research is to comprehend the cultural backgrounds of these children and establish meaningful connections with them to create a comfortable learning environment. To achieve this objective, the research proposes implementing changes in classroom strategies by incorporating the concept of multiple intelligences and learning styles. This innovative approach not only benefits educators in unlocking the inner potentials of the students, but also empowers children to explore their abilities freely. By embracing multiple intelligences and learning styles, educators can facilitate a deeper understanding of classroom teachings among children. Moreover, the inclusion of interactive activities promotes collaboration, rapport building, and cultivates mutual respect for both their own and other cultures. Through this comprehensive approach, the research aims to address the issue of children's compromised grooming in culturally diverse educational settings. By understanding and appreciating the unique cultural perspectives of students, educators can create an inclusive and nurturing learning environment that fosters personal growth, intercultural understanding, and mutual respect among the students. The outcomes of this study will contribute to enhancing the quality of education and grooming for children in culturally diverse contexts, ultimately leading to a more harmonious and enriching educational experience for all. Thank you.
I think
Credits to you, sir. I just gave a very raw picture of what I wanted to do.
no, but Sonia, probably what I did for most of the abstract is when they gave a large abstract, I made it into short. Sonia's was the shortest which I got. I made it into long. I was telling all the time what I do is when I get a violent student, I make silent. A silent student, I will make violent, right? It was too short. When it's not a very short thing. Actually, you need to make it a little elaborate. So I elaborated. You must have. I must have made it 3 times bigger than what you have given, right? But most of the people, what I did was they gave a long one. I will make it into short. Actually, Aisha gave 2-3 headings. No, 2
Actually,
headings.
sir, I heard you saying it yesterday. Keep it short, keep it precise, keep it short. So
I comprehended a very short one. I said, in case if we have to add, I can add your ideas over there.
I got it very fast. I got it very fast. But if you read your abstract, you read your abstract, what you have written. It's only few lines. It is not that, no, it has to have some stuff. What are you going to do? The methodology, conclusion, objective and scope. Otherwise it will become points. The points are good for presentation. For you to elaborate on that. When you write an abstract, you are sending to somebody. Understood? So the point is good, not good enough. So points are not to be written in abstract. It has to be a flow. And to connect to that what you have written from one to another one, I have to make and establish a relationship. But then I made 3-4 paragraphs for you. Otherwise abstract I made only one paragraph for most of them. Right? Yeah, it's good. I'm enjoying. I'm enjoying what I'm doing. I enjoy. Really what I do, I'm enjoying. Yeah. Anybody else? Yeah, good. Well done.
Question for Sonia.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So today itself with my colleague, we were having a discussion because she wanted to know that NEP 2020 also talks about mother tongue, multilingualistic classrooms. We were also talking about it yesterday. And she wanted to know, it's like her question, but I'm just presenting it right now, that she wanted to know that a teacher would know a certain language, right? And then a lot of people in our country want to send their children to an English medium school to learn English. And if they come to know that using their home language or regional language in the classrooms, they'll not be very happy about it. And if the parents are not very happy, the school will have problems. Now, how in that kind of a setting, the setting that we are having right now in school, and with that one teacher who does not understand all languages or of course would not be able to, how do you propose this research that you will be creating a culturally diverse setting for all learners, and they would be talking in different languages, because children would pick up 5 to 6 languages, of course, till the age of 6 they can do that. I did that myself. I was born in Calcutta to Rajasthani parents, Marwari parents, and I was like, my nanny was Bengali, and they were talking in Rajasthan. Then we shifted to Delhi when I was 3 years old. There everybody was talking in Punjabi. So Hindi, Punjabi, English, Bengali, Marwari, everything I know. Then I shifted to Bombay. Now right now here in my office all my colleagues are mostly Gujarati. They are talking in Gujarati. Or people around me are talking in Marathi. So I'm also learning that and picking it up. But when I'm talking to a particular child or in a classroom setup where their children are from diverse cultures and diverse languages and a multilingualistic classroom, we say, how do you propose this? So this is my
Okay. See, where NEP is coming into question, they are trying to introduce this multilingualistic skills in the class. It is just to make children a little comfortable, to give them a cushion, okay? Because sometimes what happens, children are not able to express in different languages, but they are very comfortable in explaining in their own mother tongue or the language that they are comfortable with. So an orientation program can be conducted by school. To the parents also, a message should be passed that this is just a facility that is given to the children, okay, and this facility will be given till the child is becoming a little used to things, like once he is able to express it in a group with the language spoken in school or commonly followed, only till then this will be there, okay. So this has to be taken care by the school, that such an orientation should be given. The child can speak, express himself, but at the same time the child should also be encouraged and motivated to speak in a common language that is commonly used in the environment.
Yeah, but what about the teacher who would not be able to cater to the languages?
See, Smriti, when NEP was made, understand we had a lot of confusions. It is not like what we copy from Norway can be implemented in India. Unfortunately, the chairman of the committee happens to be my boss for many years in Space Department. Understood? He has no knowledge about, I am publicly saying, I am going to post it on YouTube also. He has no knowledge about education system because he has no interest. He is only a scientist. He became member of parliament because of the blessings of Kalam. Because this is great politics. If I want to make Madhavan Nair as chairman, the chairman's post has to be vacant. So I will see where this fellow has to be put, the other fellow can be put there, right? Got it? So it was only a proposal, it was only a draft given and then given by somebody making it open to a lot of public for opinion, but nobody responded except for some people here and there. Understood? So when we talk about informal learning up to 3 years, up to age 3 to grade 3, informal learning, the question of which instruction, which language to be used, whether tongue, mother tongue, father tongue, other tongue, neighbor's tongue, all that is immaterial there. Understood? Understand, we are not talking about literature, we are talking about language. Language is to communicate. For communication, you don't require language skill. I can talk to a deaf and dumb also. That's also a language. Understood? So, I am sure when a teacher, I learned Kannada in Bangalore when I am doing research. The Kannada teacher was very firm that he will never use a translation to teach Kannada. Understood? Idu nanna talai. So I know how to teach languages also. Idu nanna talai. You learned Kannada. Do I have to translate it or not? So I'll tell you, if a KG teacher talks to a young child who is 3 years to 5 years, for some time, the teacher can learn that language. From age 1 to age 3, age 1 they don't speak a language. Age 3 they are able to communicate what minimum thing they wanted to communicate. Correct or not? Age 1 to age 3, a child can learn a mother tongue and a father tongue and a social tongue. 3 tongues they learn. Which Smriti also did in your life, right? Do you think at this age you can't learn another language in 3 months? So is it a great problem for a teacher to learn how to communicate to a child in their mother tongue? Forget about your mother tongue. You give me any child, in 1 week I will speak to them in their language. Give me. See, minimum thing, it's only language. I am not talking about literature. I am not talking about the subject, curriculum, syllabus, transaction in the class, textbook has to be changed into mother tongue. No. And that too for what? To make them feel comfortable. Understood? The child is more comfortable than the teachers today after NEP, if at all it is implemented nicely. We have a great problem. Tava mata pativrata nahi 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 nahi, without even understanding the meaning. You know what did I ask? Whether your mother is a clean lady or not. Tava mata pativrata. Without even knowing, we will say nahi 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 nahi. How many people understood NEP? Actually, there is nothing in NEP. It's all there in traditional Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan's education system. Earlier, people were never asked. I joined in the school. You know, yesterday was my birthday.
Belated happy birthday.
No, don't tell me that. Don't tell me. All my classmates took birth only May 30th or May 31st. Because June 1st is admission, no date of birth proof is required when in my age. Everybody's date of birth is written by the headmaster or the class master or the LKG teacher. Invariably, they will write 30th May or 31st May. I never took birth in 30th May. I am in October 2nd. In Tamil Nadu, I will tell you, in Tamil Nadu, all birthdays are August 15th, December 25th, January 26th, because they think that that day is holiday, that is the best day to celebrate their birthday. I have done a survey of how things are being done in different parts of India. It's all bogus. So understand, this is only to communicate language. Literature, when it comes to your class, I will tell you, assume that you wanted to teach Tingle Tingle Little Star. If anybody knows, ask their parents. When I conduct camps, I have got different people from different parts of India. So what do? I ask them, translate that into your language. Minnum minnum tarakame endal budamani drishyam mide mide manathu vaiduryam pol minnunu. Mirsu mirsu agasham. Immediately different language will come. What is the problem in learning language? South India we have got a beautiful system. North India Hindi will do. I think most of the people speak invariably Hindi. Their other tongue is Hindi, right? അവിടെ ഇവിടെ എവിടെ അങ്ങേ ഇങ്ങേ എങ്കേ അല്ലി ഇല്ലി എല്ലി അക്കടെ ഇക്കടെ എക്കടെ ഇധർ ഉധർ കിധർ क्या है सब लैंग्वेज हो गया ना is it a big problem what are you saying it's not at all a problem don't think yesterday I was telling no you didn't come back to me yesterday I was telling what you can do is I've got a Ramayana which is written in Ekasloka in Sanskritam. But I know these young children don't appreciate it and understand. So what I did is I have to check where I have written that. Actually, I have written that in English. That is just for making them to appreciate. Then immediately what I will do, I will teach them Sanskrit. So the first one is to make them to appreciate. Rama, Lakshmana, Sugriva and Hanuman gathered a great army of monkeys under the leadership of Hanuman, who was a great warrior. Then they went to the city of Lanka, wherein Sita suffered agony, fought and killed cruel Ravana, and went back Ayodhya again. Ramayana is finished, right? Don't you think the child will feel, yeah, maybe you have to ask somebody to translate into their mother tongue. The attraction, Nane's principle, how do you attract a child to talk to you? Talk to them in their mother tongue. That is the only thing. I am sure when I spoke Kannada to Rajani, she was so happy. Oh, you speak Kannada? Why not? Correct. I am sure that the bondage is created by speaking their language. So as a teacher, you are supposed to create a bondage. Then whichever language you speak, they will learn. Got it? I took Malayalam medium 8th grade children from the poorest of the poor background in Kerala, took them to Goa beach. Goa beach is the place where I cannot teach English, but I can give them courage to speak English. I asked them to go to the beach and then interview all the people with algebra and geometry only, they will be on the beach, right? 10 centimeter, 20 centimeter, that's all the cloth. Poorest of the poorest in the world. So I said, you are all much better than them, talk to them with all courage. Ask them which country you are coming from. They have written everything in Malayalam to ask what question to be asked. What is your name? Whatever they speak, ask the spelling, write it down and come back. They learned geography, they learned history, they learned different parts of the world. So many things they learned, right? So you don't have to know the language to that much to communicate to somebody to start with. I am sure if there are 10 children with 10 different languages, the whole classroom, including the teacher, should learn that language by the end of the year. That's it. Make this as your everyday activity, Finished. Very, very simple. Okay. So you have given me a problem, I am not telling problems, I am giving solutions. You tell me any problem, I will find some solutions to that. That's it. Basically, I am an LLB, so I know how to argue and win my case. Yeah, anybody else?
Sir, I am keeping my
Excuse me,
Dr.
sir.
DrTPS, I am keeping.
Yeah,
I am
Subra
keeping
Gosha.
my-
Yeah, Subra
video
Gosha.
off
Go
because
ahead.
I
Go
am
ahead.
facing network issue.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Subra.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you, doctor. My topic, sir has corrected me in many areas. So now I am going to present his idea actually on my topic, that is embracing multicultural education, fostering understanding and diversity in early childhood. The world is evolving into the complex network of the culture, language, races and ethnicity, creating a rich tapestry of diversity. Young children possess an rapid understanding of gender, ethnicity, and stability. It is imperative
In parties, multicultural education becomes an integral part of early childhood education to nurture and expand its understanding. Introducing this concept multiculturalism during elementary education ensure that children possesses a functional understanding of it and compose within the multicultural education. By incorporating uh, using cultural diversity into childhood education, children can develop their own identity while stimulating their knowledge and understanding. And this teaching approach to 3 to 6 years through the utilization of books, teachers, drama, and plays. Multicultural education aims to encourage children to view embrace internal each concept of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, one smart family. This principle has been developed yeah, and acceptance of multicultural civilization. That proven significance of multicultural while empathy in the decision of that culture. Understand and teaching cultural skills into curriculum at an early stage to build a solid foundation for future generations and energy maybe anything the connected world. Thank you so much. I'm too nervous at taking this thing. This is the first time I am doing the voice. You feel that you have guided me to think from these days I have learned, I have tried to put on the paper and you have corrected me.
Good, Subra. I could follow because I know the abstract. Otherwise, the sound was breaking in between too much. But yes, I think we can discuss it further. What we discussed now, the multi-language, multicultural, all that is coming in Subra's paper. Yeah. Good. Well done. Anybody else? We are already at 9:30.
Sonia ma'am, I have one question actually, Dr. TPS.
Yeah.
I just wanted to know whether her holistic approach is including the ethical values in the subject, in the research paper.
See, it's a big question. What is ethical? What is non-ethical? What is value system? Yeah.
We need to define the word ethical to that level because the meaning is too vast for it, Aisha, actually.
Number one.
Yes,
Number two.
We are talking about multidiscipline, we are talking about traditions, we are talking about everything over there. We are trying to cover the holistic part of it, but to what level ethical you feel is very different from what I might feel about it.
See, in the traditional way in India, the value system is inculcated in children by different subhashitams. Subhashitam will give you lot of moral things in a very, very short slokas. Today, what is value system is everything start with no. Don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. Actually, that is not the right style to implement what should not be done. Assume that you say the value system. If you look at most of the boards are don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, right? Every child doesn't like this word don't do. They wanted to get what can be done. Assume that some child is there, they will snatch this. They say don't take it. But what to take if you don't give anything, what do they take? They cannot keep their hands free without taking anything. Understood? So value system should be taught what is to be done or engage them with the moral stories and some slokas which will go into their heart so that when they grow it will become good. So it needs to be demonstrated in a different style. So it's a very, very huge topic which at a higher level, you know, AICT started teaching value system in engineering colleges. It was a compulsory one paper, moral and ethical value systems. I was part of the research paper writing. There was a committee for ethical research paper writing, in which great scientist of NIN, Bhargava was the chairman. I was there as part of the team. We have this problem at not at lower level, at every level we have. So it is a big question to be answered. What is locally?
We have subjects as moral science, no, Dr. TPS.
That is why.
The first standard and all.
No, what I am saying is, Aisha, you are looking at what some stupid bookseller has given you as the syllabus.
Yeah. Yes.
Just throw it away, include grandparents, parents, community. That is what I keep saying, grandma, childcare, shiksha, gurukulam. Just listen to that. We have got lot of value system which can be shared by the community themselves. See, I worked with one ashram in which we decided to invite somebody who has done a great job in the society, who is not at all famous, not any position, not any political scheme, but he would have shown some value of truth. Get him into the school, don't ask, he cannot even give a lecture because he is not a public speaker, right? Just decorate him, recognize him. Every teacher identify one person on that event by him to reward him like a very sincere person, very trustworthy. So many awards you start giving. At least one student getting an award 1 month has sent a message to him for at least reminding him for 1 month he should be sincere, right? He is polite. That itself is good enough. You are not selecting, everybody is given in a rotation way. But once somebody gets, very disciplined person, I am getting an award, at least for 1 week I will be disciplined in my life. Correct. These are all different techniques.
Nice activities to be done with the nursery.
Yeah, this is what I do generally. See, there are all different techniques. How do you make your students very close to you? You have a calendar in your house, in your school, right? Whosoever birthday is there, put their picture on that calendar. I am sure they will enjoy it, no? Got it? So they will look forward. So next day it's my birthday. Definitely they will love it. There are a lot of activities which you can do. See, we can create such things and then make that into your daily practices. It's very simple. Lot of such tricks can be used. So these are all some small value system adding to their life. Understood? That will change. That will change over a period of time. But not one teacher one day can do it. I'm sure it has to be a cultivated, ambience has to be created in your school. I'm sure it will work. Okay. Anybody else? We have already crossed 9:30. Shubhra's paper was really good, but she had a problem with the sound, right? But what we discussed yesterday, we had a discussion on the same subject.
Sir, actually, I have to. Sir, actually, Dr. TPS, I just want to mention this thing because why I have taken this topic also, because I am basically Bengali. My education I have completed in Odisha, and I have spent 21 years in Punjab, Amritsar. While my children while they are very small, I have faced that problem because they have to speak Odia with my in-laws, Bengali with my family, and Punjabi in Punjab, and in school because they have to speak English compulsory is there. So and Hindi they have to learn. These are I have faced this problem, and even as a principal or as a teacher, while I am working, I have seen this type of problem in the school. So that is actually.
Every problem is an opportunity, right? Every problem is an opportunity. Make it as an opportunity.
Yes, sir.
See, in South India we make this is a national integration. What you are doing, your child is a national integration product, right? Similarly, we make in South India beautiful sambar. Sambar is a national integration. Every ingredient comes from different parts of the world, right? So I'm sure you must enjoy. This is an opportunity. Understand when there is a problem, it's an opportunity for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah. And they should have learned only Spanish or German or Russian in their language also.
Sir.
Yeah. Fine.
Doctor, actually I have worked in Bihar also, so I have learned Bihari Bhojpuri, and now I am in Haryana, so learning Haryani. So it was
Wonderful. Very good. Yeah, anybody else? Good enough? I think I don't remember leaving anybody because I'm only seeing the faces whose videos are on, then only I can call them. Shalini, Asha Ravi is there, I'm seeing now. Good enough? Pranati wanted to, if you wanted to make a short part of it, Pranati, you can do that. It was too long, but don't read the whole thing. Only just 3 sentence, 4 sentence, if you can do that, it's fantastic. But it's very, your title itself was too generic. That's why I asked you very specific. Make it very specific, 3-4 sentences. Yeah. We can work on it and then make it refined. We will do that.
I will be there to meet with you personally.
Yeah, next week there is a physical program. You get, not you alone. You are a coordinator, so you should get your all the teachers around you.
Yes.
Yeah. A single tree always will have a lot of problem. There is a small wind, it can fall. There are multiple trees, no wind can make them to fall. So understand, group always makes it much stronger. Yeah. Come
From
on.
last 3 years, I am also facing the same here because I am born and brought up from Nagpur, Maharashtra. And from last 3 years, I am working in Telangana. So there is a communication problem with the students also. At times, I am making few actions with the IRs also to make them understand. And with the students also.
Pranati, you have not learned Kannada in last 3 years. I mean Telugu in last 3 years.
Very.
ఏమంటే ఏం చెప్తున్నారు మీరు? ఇక్కడ ఉన్నారు తర్వాత మీకు తెలుగు రాకపోతే ఎట్లమ్మా? అది కూడా మీరు ఎల్కేజీ యూకేజీ.
I am not able.
See, she don't understand Telugu.
I am not able to understand. Yes, with
She don't understand Telugu, na?
With action, I am following. I am telling them. At times, I am doing few actions and asking.
I will give you 1 week time. I will give you 1 week time. When I meet you, if you don't speak Telugu, I am going to scratch you out. That's the only possibility, I think. It is not a big effort. Learning Telugu is so simple. No, it's so Sanskrit, full of Sanskrit.
But it is very difficult for me to understand also. Many few words.
Yeah, you are not taking that effort. That's it. With all the grammar mistakes, with full courage, you speak. Nothing happens. In 3 years, 1000 days, I was just telling, no, 1 year to 3 years, a child can learn a language. In 3 years, a teacher cannot learn a language staying in this place. What you do is you learn little Telugu for scolding auto drivers. Keep a recorder, they will scold you back. Learn, record all that and use it on another auto driver. Do that with the 10 auto drivers. Pranati will be able to scold all the auto drivers in Telangana. Language learning becomes so easy.
This is very nice. Because I have tried this while I was in Bangalore. It is very nice to see Bangalore.
Keep a recorder.
Yes, Dr. DPS will give this task. Give this task to me, right? Right, Dr. DPS?
Yeah, you do it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, make some 3 sentences your abstract.
For this, just give me 2 seconds.
Actually, there is no language which allows you to communicate. The communication comes with creativity and communication together only. If you are a creative person, communication becomes so simple. If you are not creative, you cannot be communicative. In either your mother tongue or other tongue, it doesn't make any difference. First of all, you have to be creative. Yeah. Start. Pranati, fast. 3 sentences. You don't even have to read.
Dr. TPS
Speak.
has,
Yeah.
for abstract only, I am going. One of the most important cognitive shifts in the preschool years that occurs between 3 to 4 years old in the development of symbolic thought, Symbolic thought is the ability to mentally and symbolically represent concrete objects, actions, and events. The most obvious sign of the development of symbolic thought is 2 to 3 years old in the significant increase in the use of miniature form of things around them and take themselves into a world of imagination which becomes more elaborate as they grow. Do you like my train? As he runs around his classroom on his train. This moves very fast as it will take me to the zoo. Sit.
Good. Good. Good start. A long way to go. Anybody else, or we'll call it a day? I'll post this, and what I did was last 2 days of YouTube I made the synopsis of what I discussed also in the form of a paper writing style, so that goes into each one of you. There also I made objective and scope. Intentionally I did in that format so that you understand, oh, this is how paper has to be written, right? Otherwise the lecture need not be written in that form. I intentionally did that. Asha was so happy seeing that, I write in that style. It was intentionally written because this is what the subject is. Correct?
May I interrupt?
Yeah.
Actually, I was going to ask the same thing, that how did you write that? Because I have seen the passage and it's too long, right? So seeing that, I actually thought about like how by using which facility you must have written this.
Actually, it is very simple to write a book or thesis. First you make the titles ready. So I wrote objective, methodology in the same style what a thesis have to be done. That's what we discussed in the first day. So when I wrote the title, I know what I spoke. I made those points into that place. It was so simple. So once you make a title, a frame is created. Every communication, the first thing what is to be done is create a frame. Once you create a frame, filling it becomes so easy because it goes, that is what a paragraph writing, everything has to have a frame first. When you draw a picture also you make a frame first, right?
Yeah, right.
Otherwise picture will not be good. The scaling is done, framing is done, then fill it. And if you look at the first day and second day, there are a lot of common things. So what I did was, when I wrote the first one, it took little bit of time. That's why I did not post it the first day. Once it is done, the second day becomes, I was thinking how creatively I should make it, I should make it in such a fashion. A thesis is to be written, research methodology, documentation scheme which I am discussing. I must also create it in the same style. Therefore, I created the frame first. Once the frame is done, I know what I spoke, what discussion happened. I just posted it here and there. That's it. That was very simple. That's not a big task. Yeah. So,
That was really nice.
thank you.
Then one more thing which I wanted to add. I don't know whether it would fit here or it would fit the topic of discussion here. I was listening to this in the initial part of the discussion. Somebody told about theatre, the involvement of theatre in education. Right? I think theatre education has to be given to teachers also.
No, that is why I said the workshop has to be first. You have to be creative. You have to dramatize the class. Then only it works in your classroom. Otherwise, you cannot.
I think teachers have become more rigid, maybe because of the workload that they have, or because of the pressure that they have. But they need to unwind a bit to, let their students also learn better. So I think
I found it much easier with the early education teachers. They are more flexible. I will not be able to do
exactly.
a research methodology problem.
I was going to tell the same thing. The early education teachers are more flexible and more happier because they are dealing with tiny thoughts, doing the animated jokes, doing animations, or they talk in an animated manner. So they have more theatre skills. But as the progression happens to higher standards, the teachers become more rigid. Especially math teachers, most of the children don't like math teachers.
Asha, that is because you know why they are more focused on what they are teaching in the class rather than focusing on how it has to be taught.
Yeah, ma'am, right. But what I was trying to point out is that they should be also given theatre education or a class in theatre so that they get a chance to unwind a bit.
See, whatever needs to be implemented in the class, no, it has to be practiced by the teacher first.
First.
She needs to get more with those skills, only then can she implement it in the class. So a learning process does not stop if you are into the field of education.
I am basically a maths teacher, so my subject is mathematics. My PhD is in mathematics.
Ah,
I have seen good teachers. I am sure we can make good teachers in this world. It's not a big task. Somebody has to start somewhere to trigger, and this is a new platform, good platform. At least this many, 60, 70 people were here.
yeah, because I told this because in most of the schools, the students generally love their language teachers. They don't like the science teachers or math teachers that much.
Yeah, good enough. Anybody else? Otherwise, we will call it a day. It's almost 10 o'clock. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you, thank you.
See you, keep communicating. I'm sure your certificates are getting ready. Masuda was communicating to that. Now,
DrTPS.
Aisha opened the.
Can we just have a minute? Can I just take a minute?
Yeah, sure, Aisha.
On behalf of GFECR, I would like to thank each and every participant here, and especially Dr. TPS for guiding us and building up the confidence in doing the research paper, and those who are the ones who are doing it for the first time like me. So I think Dr. TPS has appeared just like a energy capsule. So now it's time for us to start doing our part of work now. The job is going to go on now. So millions of thanks also is showered to Dr. Masuda for introducing such a great personality, Dr. TPS, and we are really blessed and wish that even during in our age, as you are telling, you are having grey hair. So when we turn our grey hair also, we would like to have knowledge like you. This is the only wish that I at present am having to the Almighty. The same energy I want to grow old, just like Dr. TPS.
There is a saying, Aisha. Yadyada janadi srashta tatta devetarocana sayat pramanam gurude lokasthadarvartade. If looking at a teacher, if somebody feels I want to be like him, and that teacher is the greatest teacher in the world. So you made me that. And every tablet, generally when doctors prescribe, you cannot get out of the tablet. They will say lifelong you have to use it, right? So the prescription will be lifelong. Yeah, Subra.
In this note, I want to share one thing, sir. After attending your workshop, honestly I told my son that first I was too much. Actually, I know my father was free. He was a hardworking and active person. I told him I will be happy if you will be like Dr. TPS. I told that thing to him, sir. Even I have shared your video because I have shared your video to him also because he want to be complete his PhD. He has completed Master in Physics honors, so he want to done PhD and he want to complete PhD in actually I don't know you take.
No, I am a mathematician. My PhD is in fluid mechanics, very close to physics.
Yeah, okay, sir.
And my papers published in Chemical Engineering Journal. So I am a mix of multiple subjects.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Ask him.
Doctor, actually, I have shared your video to him also. Kindly see that thing how he is. I want if you will be 10% like him, then I am going to be happy also. Happy.
We will communicate. Anybody who has got something required from me, I am at your service. No problem. At any point of time. So,
okay, thank you.
I must thank Masuda for making it happen.
Thank you.
Thank you, doctor. Thank you.
We were expecting at least 7 people. I told 10% makes no, we had more than 7%. Actually, I had more than 10 more people who had sent me, but I have not approved them because I told them you have to work a little more and we don't have time. There is no point in finishing the job. So we wanted to take some more time. Probably we'll come back with another session, another physical activity at different places where people can contribute, or otherwise they will, I am sure, ask them anytime you can contact me, we will refine it and then make it. So probably we will have some 10-15 papers by the end of August. That itself is a great job, but it needs lot of activities to be generated subsequently, otherwise it doesn't happen.
Special
Masuda
thanks
is-
to Dr.
yeah.
Masuda ma'am also, because only for her we are able to attend this workshop. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Actually, it's all like Dr. TPS who handled it, everything. He was actually the idea behind the ECC research work. One more thing, I would like Aisha to take up, if possible, around 22nd or 23rd of this month. Let's check for the Saturday and Sunday. Can we have a research program, physical research program in Bangalore?
The previous weekend, before 20th, the previous weekend, I think 17 or 18 it comes.
Yes, yes. So,
Masuda, just give me some time, a day or two, where I can talk to the concerned people, and I'll get back to you and Dr. TPS.
No, I am sure once we plan it,
How will we join a physical program on such short notice?
we have 20 days now.
actually, a physical program will help to learn more about writing research before we go for the international conference, because these research will be work will be published in the journal that would be there. So before, if we can have a physical event or any date suggested by Dr. TPS, where we can have a physical research program, ECC research program, so that we can have a proper discussion, proper things, where we can understand, we have done so much during our virtual meeting, but physical will be, I think, more and more effective, because Dr. TPS can help us with more hands-on activity. We can sit there, we can sit together and find, we can write the abstracts, we can make the papers, we can do much more things when we are in a group and sitting together. So I hope we can have a physical event, and I want to have it in Bangalore, because that would be near, because we maximum of the attendees I found are near Bangalore, in and around Bangalore, Telangana and Bangalore, so we can have it at Bangalore or Hyderabad, any of the places. So we can just plan it out if possible. And thanks to Dr. TPS, it was like amazing one. Every day, every here and there, I was getting so much of response was so positive. Every day now there was a message. Thanks for introducing Dr. TPS to us, because we couldn't have learned so much in ECC, we couldn't have learned so much about research if he wasn't our mentor. So this is actually what I have gained out of this. Sir, Dr. TPS, it's now a sir. I would actually love to address you as sir, and it's like I don't have words to express my gratitude for you. And thanks to all the participants, we have uploaded the certificates on our Facebook page. I have shared the link. You can find your certificate from the Facebook page. There are two posts. If you don't find your name, please do share me your name on my personal window, so that we can get the certificate done. Secondly, as I had a talk with Dr. TPS yesterday in the afternoon, after that I was searching for the universities where we can have collaboration and we can present the papers, and we have the proper PhDs in ECC. So zone wise, I found that we can distribute India into 5 zones, that is north, south, northern zone, southern zone, western and eastern and central zone. So we can have one university where we can have the collaboration, and we can then proceed with the research PhD programs with them. So that is properly a UGC recognized one. So thanks again to
TPS sir now. I won't call you Dr. TPS. TPS sir. So, because it was his idea that we can do in this way, and I'm working on that. I have started working on that, and maybe by end of this week, I can have some good results for you all. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, Dr. TPS. So, everyone, let's meet
Thank you,
at
Masuda.
the event.
I am sure with the enthusiasm and the energy and the interest Masuda have, I am sure.
All the people support her, sir.
Yeah.
Wonderful,
I have
wonderful.
seen her in
And-
Calcutta first time when she called me for that All India Principals Meet, right? But I had a very short lecture, but then I enjoyed. Next day, I told, as I go for a conference, I don't end there. Next day morning, I went to somebody's school and then interacted with the teachers, students, everybody, and then that was more worthwhile than the conference.
Actually, it was after you went to St. Xavier School, Chatterjee sir connected me that from where did you get Dr. TPS? He's just amazing one.
I had a
I
good
think
time.
we need to be introduced in our early childhood platform. Especially training the teachers.
And one more thing, now apart from advisory board member, he would be director research and development for Global Foundation for Early Childhood Education and Research, and we would be working under him.
Proud, proud. Congratulations, sir. Congratulations, Dr. TPS.
We'll do.
Congratulations to me, Aisha, because we have gained something. He hasn't gained something. We have gained.
He has been only giving knowledge. He has been only giving knowledge. That's what I told. No, I told him that today in the afternoon, when I was writing the abstract, I was just thinking over it, and then first I had to check the video in the YouTube, which I missed the previous day. Yesterday I missed the session because there were heavy rains, and I wanted to watch the entire session and then prepare my abstract, because without having half knowledge is always dangerous. So I didn't want to take that risk. And presenting the abstract in front of such a big personality, and then sir was telling that there are some teachers who do all silly mistakes while typing, while writing and all that, which I didn't wanted that all to happen with me. So I took some time, but still he corrected me. He really built up the confidence in me. See, working for 20 years, having experience, heading the organization, heading the association, everything is gone aside now when I have to write the abstract. I said, where do I land? Where my 20 years of experience, I'm not able to write something properly.
You are all good. You are all good learners. I loved this because I know that you are all good learners. I was assuring Masuda we will have 10%. If you make 70 people to attend, 7 papers will come. I think we did more than that.
Yes.
Correct.
No, sir, this thing has to be introduced to every educator. Every educator should know about this.
And,
how research has to be done. What are the steps for the research development? Everything a teacher and educator should know this. Having half knowledge and doing something, copying something and doing a research paper is not worth it. I don't feel that.
And few more, we have got few more inquiries. We can we have one more round after 5 to 6 days or 10 days? Can we have one more round of like ECC research program, and the same sessions can be repeated, Dr. TPS?
We could. Now there are so many great people who already did the job, right? We will use all of them. Now Aisha will show her abstract and say this is how you should write abstracts.
Masuda ma'am, just I am also working on it, but I am not completed. So I need 1 or 2 days more. So I also want to present my papers in front of sir.
We can have, so that I am sure many more who attended here again will come
I
back.
don't know whether he sleeps or not. Anytime I give him a message, I get back the return in just few minutes.
But I'm sorry to say, but I cannot come to Bangalore. So how can
I think we should all go to Anamika's place.
मैम अनामिका मैम, आप अगर उनके वीडियोस देखेंगे ना, वो बहुत काफी है आपको. जैसे कि मैंने बोला कि कल मैंने सेशन चुका दिया बिकॉज ऑफ द हेवी रेन. आई वाज वेरी ईगर. इट वाज जस्ट लाइक एन एपिसोड फॉर मी. एक सीरियल देखने के बाद नेक्स्ट क्या होगा वो क्यूरियोसिटी था मेरे में, तो मैंने जब वो लास्ट सेशन छोड़ा तो मेरे को देखना था कि कब सर वो वीडियो रिलीज करेंगे और कब मेरे को टाइम मिलेगा, बिकॉज आई डिडंट वांट एनी इंटरप्शन इन मिडल। मेरे को ध्यान से उसको पूरा सुनना था, हर एक एपिसोड, हर एक पार्टिसिपेंट के बारे में सुनना था।
Actually, this is what I did yesterday. Yesterday there were some guests at my home, so I was not able to be present for the complete session. So when sir sent the video, I was listening every bit. I was reversing the things, listening it again and doing it again.
Yes.
Because they
So, Anamika,
life has something to learn from.
Anamika ma'am, if you just look at the videos, give some time, appropriate time, spend only with Dr. TPS video, you will definitely get that confidence. And anyhow, he is always there to correct us.
Actually, I send some papers to sir, but he said कि sort करो इसको थोड़ा सा और short करके, तो बोल के तो बस short कर रही हूँ, लेकिन short हुआ नहीं अभी। कल सर ने जैसे बोला रामायण का एग्जाम्पल दिया, तो देन अभी हुआ है थोड़ा, बट आई थिंक कि आज रात तक मैं उसे कंप्लीट करके दूंगी, क्योंकि क्या हुआ ना कि अभी हमारे यहाँ स्कूल स्टार्ट होने वाले हैं, तो मैं टोटली बिजी हूँ स्कूल रिनोवेशन और स्कूल रेडी करने में, तो इसीलिए आज मैं सर को भेज नहीं पाई और मुझे अभी बहुत खराब लग रहा है कि मेरा आज रह गया।
अनामिका में करना है तो मैं खुद करके आपको भेज देंगे, उसको भी प्रॉब्लम नहीं है मेरे
नो सर, नो, आई डोंट वांट दिस, I want to do, and then you correct me then.
Sure. We will have.
Sir, this is learning, na sir.
We will have multiple sessions.
Actually, I want to learn.
We will have multiple sessions. Otherwise, we will all go to Anamika's place. She cannot move out of her place.
Oh, sir, you're always welcome. It's honor.
See, her office is very great, looking great. You see from behind.
Okay, sir. I also want my school to a model school. I already talked to Masuda ma'am. In Odisha, my school will be the model school.
You are in Orissa now?
Yes,
So
sir.
Sambalpur, Odisha. She is based at Sambalpur, Odisha.
Yeah, I know. I had all the details. We were talking to her actually. But your office is in Sambalpur now? It's a virtual one or the real one? Behind. It's a virtual one. Background is virtual, right?
Oh, that is virtual, sir.
Yeah.
That is not.
But then you should put
I
your.
am at my bed.
Then you should put your Sambalpur, Orissa, the original ones. Otherwise, people will misinterpret you, no?
Yes.
People will say, I want to come to your office, come to your school, right? Like that.
Oh my God. Sorry, sir.
Okay.
I am at my bedroom now.
Okay. So don't show anyway.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much, sir.
Bye.
Very soon I connect you, sir.
Yeah.
Good night everyone, thank you so much.
Thank you, Masuda.
Good night, everyone.